and we're all hyped up, and we're yelling "ya-ya" on the way to our car.
Ya-ya.
Ya-ya!
And I wish they actually yelled "ya-ya" more. That would be a criticism I would have of this movie. Is like we need more "ya-ya" yelling. We only got it like maybe 3 times, and I wanted it more often.
Yeah.
"Ya-ya." It's like a war cry that comes out. Rach, I ate too many gummy worms and my tummy hurts.
We did OD a little bit on the gummies during this episode, I would say.
Yeah, I got a huge bag from Menards. They were on sale, and they made my tum-tum hurt.
Oh, 2 hurts.
Yeah, 2 hurts. Because it's ya-ya, I hurt.
Ya-ya!
Ya-ya!
Listeners, welcome to week, who knows?
7.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. I'm
It
glad
is.
someone's keeping count, because I'm rolling. Here we go. Week 7.
Uh-huh.
Happy August, maybe?
Yeah, it'll be August when this comes out.
Yeah. Happy August, everyone.
Right now, it's Ball City because it's so hot.
It is so hot. It's
crazy.
90-ish degrees and rising.
Mm-hmm. Say it's 98 degrees.
No, it's 90-ish degrees and rising.
You know, it's funny because I was going to sing an NSYNC song. And I will take you in my arms.
What's your favorite 98 degrees song?
I really like, and God should have spent a little more time on you. Yeah, yeah. It's a mixture of a lot of songs.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm. Not 98 degrees.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. What a weird start. We're off to a good one, though, I think.
It's a great one.
Ty,
Yes, ma'am.
what movie did we watch this week?
We watched
The
the Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood.
Nailed
The Divine
it.
Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood. The Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood.
Nailed it. 2000 and what?
2.
How'd you know?
I don't know. It just felt right.
You were right.
That's like,
Wow.
it feels like Ashley Judd would have been around 2002.
How do you know? What do you have, like an Ashley Judd-o-meter? Like,
Yeah,
you know
I do.
about like when she
Yep.
was at certain levels?
Yeah, you don't know this, but I used to have a thing in my room where I would have Ashley Judd through the years. It started like in the mid-90s. It kind of went year by year, just so
Oh.
that I could always know, oh, when I was in 2nd grade, what did Ashley Judd look like? And so I could just kind of like associate those years with where Ashley Judd was.
I mean, I could make fun of that. That makes a lot of sense. I, too, would probably follow her after watching this film.
Sure.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think she's something else.
Well, what's that mean? You sound like you have a crush. Do you have a little girl crush?
I think I have a crush. I think I have some strong feelings.
Oh.
I think I might be in love.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
This movie made you fall in love with Ashley Judd?
I don't know. Her's an actress, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great actress, but
yeah.
this shouldn't be the movie. I don't think that you like really fall for her.
I don't
You're
think
like,
so.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
I
not.
don't know. She's dealing with a lot of shit.
I know, it's cool, isn't it?
I don't know.
So, went out on a bit of a limb with this choice,
Well,
I think.
we had gotten requests. We had multiple requests for this movie.
We did?
Yeah, because you kept saying, like, I think we should just watch it. I don't think it's a summers off movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept, like, saying, like, people would say, what are some of Rachel's movies? And so I would say to people, well, she doesn't think we should do Ya-Ya Sisterhood. What do you think about that? And they'd be like, oh, my God, you gotta do Ya-Ya Sisterhood. I love that movie. And so we got that so many times that I was like, hey, dude, I think you got to do Ya-Ya Sisterhood.
Well, I hope whoever said that's listening, because this one is for you.
Yeah.
baby.
This one goes out to all the Southern
The
gals.
Southern ladies. I couldn't do a Southern. I'll get into it. I'm sure I'll get lots of Southern.
so hot and balling down here. Wow, it's so sweaty.
Ty, for those of our audience members who have not yet watched this movie,
Okay.
first off, would you, before you even give us a synopsis, Would you tell them to watch this movie before we get into this? Or do you think we're just going to do so well with this podcast that they don't need to?
Here's what I think. I think we are so charming.
Yeah.
I think we are so likable, charismatic, good looking. You guys don't know this, but we're very good looking.
Oh, you go.
And I would say that I think they can just enjoy our voices and go on the ride,
Okay.
you know?
Cool. Well, then take us there. Tell us what the heck is this movie about? Because I know you were very confused coming in.
Okay, well, let me tell you this right off the bat. I see the preview picture, and it's a bunch of old ladies in weird hats around like a bunch of candles. And I thought, what the heck am I getting myself into? Like, what is this movie? Is this The Craft with old ladies? That's honestly where I went. I was like,
They were witches?
I think they're witches. And then the beginning of the movie didn't help dispel that idea because it's a bunch of like teenage girls, or not even teenagers, they're like middle school girls sitting around a fire, making blood pacts with each other with weird hats, praying to the moon goddess and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, yep, they're witches. They're definitely witches.
She's a witch.
She's a witch. Yeah, so that's what I thought this movie was going to be for the first part of it. And then I thought, we see Sandra Bullock like right after that scene. And I was like, okay, Sandra Bullock's probably the leader of the witches. Now she's grown up. And Rach is like, no. You've got the story all wrong. Just wait. It will reveal itself. And then I see all these old ladies. There's 4 old ladies hanging out. And I was like, oh, it's the old ladies, isn't it? The old ladies were the witches.
Witches.
So you want me to break down the plot?
Yeah, try. I mean, you don't have to get into the nitty gritty, but if
Dude,
you could.
there's a lot going on in this movie.
There is.
This movie is convoluted out the wazoo. This is a complicated plot.
Yeah.
This is kind of like how you describe like Total Recall. It's like there's just a lot going on
I
here.
don't know if it would be
I
that
think we
convoluted.
would. I think we would say this movie has a lot in common with Total Recall, actually.
Oh, okay. The Venn diagram of that is very interesting to me. I don't know that I see
Complicated plots, the mother-daughter dynamics, like the mutant daughter who's holding her mom's hand while the fan stops blowing, so they're not going to get oxygen in Total Recall.
Okay.
Same storyline.
Like
exactly
okay.
the same.
All right.
So you've got Ashley Judd, who plays like the 20-year-old to like 35-year-old version of like the leader of the witches. And so there's like a younger version of those girls who you see just a little bit. Then you see the middle versions in flashbacks. And then you have the older version, which is like the Golden Girls. Oh my gosh, we're going to have sassy fun all night long.
They're like the Golden Girls.
They're totally like the Golden Girls. And then you have Sandra Bullock, who plays Ashley Judd, her daughter.
Yeah.
So... But you never see those actresses interact because the age discrepancy is too far off. And so, yeah.
Ouch.
And
Why
so,
did you just hit my leg?
Because I'm like, get up. Get your energy up. You got this.
I'm waiting for you to say more. Is
So-
that all you're going to tell me? You just told me the opening scene.
And
You're
so-
2 minutes into the movie.
Okay, you've got Sandra Bullock and Ashley Judd's character. They have a lot of backstory. They have this like whole naughty mom versus naughty daughter thing, like Medea storyline. Like there's still like some Doll's House stuff going on. There's a lot of like complicated storylines where she's like, I don't want to be a mom, and then she goes through depression and she married a man that she doesn't want to be with. But the film keeps jumping back into like Golden Girls land too, and so it's whiplashy. Like ready yourselves for the ride. You're going to need a seatbelt because you're going to be bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, the time hop is pretty incredible. You're all over the place.
Yep.
So the first time that I saw this film, I believe was in the theaters.
You saw this in the theaters?
I went to the theaters for this, and do you know who I was with?
Your aunts.
Yes. I was with my mom's side of the family. I don't remember how many of us there were. Probably 10. And we went to the theater to see it because this is a book, based on a book. And so I saw
it's based on 2 books.
Yeah, technically, I think that might be why that whiplash piece comes in, because I think they tried to smush 2 of the books into one film. And I really couldn't tell you what's from one and what's from the other.
Sure.
But yeah, so I don't remember the movie in the theater so much is I remember walking out to the car afterwards, and we're all hyped up, and we're yelling "ya on the way to our car.
Yeah.
Ya.
And I wish they actually yelled "ya" more. That would be a criticism I would have of this movie. Is like we need more "ya" yelling. We only got it like maybe 3 times, and I wanted it more often.
Yeah.
It's like a war cry that comes out.
I don't really think how many times I've seen this movie. Probably a handful. Maybe this might have been my 5th time seeing it. 4th or 5th time. Because I think you need to watch it that many times to really dive in and appreciate it. And also to understand what the heck they're saying with their southern dialects. Sometimes it's so fast, it's like, what?
It is.
Was that?
And Professor McGonagall, hers is really messy. And
Maggie's just Dame Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith has some trouble with the southern. And
which is weird because it's like just slow British.
Yeah, just slow down your British and relax a little bit and you got it. But yeah, she has some difficulties and you can't understand her a lot of times. You're like, oh,
I did struggle with her. Yeah. Some taglines. Here we go. Mothers, daughters, the never-ending story of good versus evil. What?
Okay.
What kind of weird tagline is that? What do you mean good versus evil?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not what I would call
you just
that.
told me that, oh gosh, Ruxin, what's his name? What's the comedian's name from The League? And who's dating Amy Pollard. You watched his stand-up. He's got glasses and... You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He had that bit where he talked about how every time you get a call from your mom, no matter how much you love your mom, when you look down at your phone and you see your mom's calling, you go, "Oh, Mom, not now."
It's always not now.
It's always a thing.
I'm right in the middle of something. Good versus evil.
Yeah.
Another tagline. The secret is out.
These are lame.
What would your tagline be?
That's the problem. That's the problem with this movie. I would say, "Ya Sisterhood." It might be about witches. Is it just a chance be like, "Ooh, is this about witches?" Oh, he said it might. He did say it was might. To be fair.
This might be about witches.
I'm not fully convinced they're not witches, by the way.
There's definitely some pagan symbolism in this, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the moon and the blood oath. Speaking of when was the last time you had a blood oath? Have you had one or a blood pact in a while?
Oh, I've had a blood pact before.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is it sacred?
No, I can share it with you. I mean, at work, one of my first meetings at Gustavus, we all did a blood pact in the admission department. I had one when I was teaching 7th grade. I made the kids do a blood pact as I became their social studies teacher.
That's also
Yep.
troubling.
No, the only actual blood pact that I've ever had was when I was in grade school with my 2 grade school mates, Mike and Jeff. We did a blood pact.
You did?
Yep.
How did you create the wounds on yourselves, on your hands?
It's a good question. Actually,
pocket knife?
I think it was actually with a needle. I think we did it with fingers, not with like on the palm of our hands. It was like a poke, draw a little bit of blood, and then put your pointer fingers together. That's how we did it.
Yeah, I think I did one while I was camping with a friend, but we both had like a scratch that bled, and so it was just kind of just our natural. We didn't like injure ourselves to do it, but for sure, I've done a blood pact too.
Oh yeah,
I'm also a witch.
I like to think that that's the only way you do it is if you had a pre-existing injury. So like if you fall down and you skid up your knees, you're like looking around your classroom like, "Hey, anybody else have an open wound right now? Anybody want a blood pact? I'm open for business."
Anybody else want to share some bloodborne pathogens?
We are the mighty Ya priestesses. Let no man put us under. Now our blood flows through each other as it has for all eternity. Loyal forever, we raise our voices in the words of Mumbo Gumbo. Ya!
Concerning. Director is Callie Khoury, we're going to say is her name. She directed, buckle up for this, Mad Money.
Okay.
Do you know what Mad Money is?
No, I have no idea what Mad Money is.
It's funny if you know what Mad Money is.
Is Mad Money like the same people who like did Stella Got Her Groove Back? Is this like, is that Mad Money? Is that like,
I think...
oh wait, Is Mad Money the one with Diane Keaton?
Yes.
Yes, I do know this movie.
And maybe is Queen Latifah in this
I think
one?
Queen Latifah's in it too, yeah.
I don't
Yep.
think I've ever seen it, but
That's
she
probably why I
directed
thought
that.
the Stella thing, because it was, Queen Latifah's in it.
All right, that's kind of a silly one. But she wrote and won an Oscar for Thelma and Louise.
Oh.
Sisters.
Yeah.
There we go. The friendship definitely plays into this a little bit.
Sure.
She also created, was a part of the creative team for the show Nashville
Oh, okay.
with our gal, Connie.
Yep, and
Love you, Connie
Hayden
Britton.
Panettiere.
And your gal, Hayden.
No, she's not my gal.
Has she ever been your gal?
No.
Not even like a top 20 gal?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
She's cute, but she's not a top 20er.
I'm just asking the questions.
There's too many hotties out there.
Well, Callie wrote the screenplay for this along with a guy named Mark Andrus and then also the writer of this book, Rebecca Wells.
Okay.
This book originally came out in 1996.
Okay.
So about 6 years before the
That's
movie.
not a ton of time.
It's really not a ton
Good
of
option
time.
for a movie?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not at all.
Yeah. This book actually has, so there was the book, The Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood. Prior to that, there was a book called Little Altars Everywhere, which is also a part of the story. So I believe it's those two books technically mushed a little bit together that end up creating the movie with which we just saw.
Sure.
Later on, she goes to write Yaya's in Bloom.
Okay.
And
so the
then
story continues.
The story does continue. Only one more. And then there's another one that takes place around the same time, but it's totally different characters. And this is called The Crowning Glory of Calla Ponder.
These are pretentious
Aren't
titles.
these wild titles?
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
that one. That was like, what? What
Yep.
do we even...
There's
What?
nothing that gets my goat more, that chaps my ass more than a pretentious title.
A pretentious title.
Would you ever read these books?
I would read... Yeah, I would. I would maybe read the first two.
Okay. Even though you already know them because of the movie?
I would be interested in the detail though, and especially Divine Secrets, because that one was on the New York Times bestseller list for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading through different critics' opinions of this movie, and a lot of them go back and talk about how, like in the late 90s, everybody had a copy of this book in their house somewhere.
Okay.
It was very popular, kind of like like a Brene Brown book now, or Untamed, or something like that.
It's funny. I don't know any of these books.
I know you don't. You read an awful lot, but you don't read those books.
This means nothing to me. You mean like everybody has Chronicles of Narnia?
Yes, just like Chronicles
Like everyone
of
has
Narnia.
Dune.
Also very complicated to explain.
Sure.
Do you want to talk about some cast members?
Yeah.
Shall we go with our gal, Sandra?
Yes, let's start with Sandra.
First off, apologies to Sandra Bullock. I can't believe we are in, season 6?
Yeah, we're in season 6.
Of this, and we have yet to really, shine a light on Sandra Bullock.
Okay, let's play a game.
Okay.
On the count of 3, I want you to tell me your favorite Sandra Bullock movie.
Hold on, let me
Not
think.
where she's the best, but just your favorite.
Well, I gotta think about it.
Okay. Do you need a second?
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
You got it? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Miss
Miss
Congeniality.
Congeniality.
Absolutely. So we both have seen the movie we'd want to do. That's the problem.
Darn
She's
it.
phenomenal in
I
that
think
movie.
she's so fun.
Yep. You've
Yeah.
seen Speed, though, right?
I've seen Speed.
Okay.
Yep.
Otherwise, that would be on a summer's off list for me. But.
Speed would be good too. That was great segue, my love. Speed was one of her first big breakout movies in 1994. Right before that, in 93, she did Demolition Man.
Oh, yep.
But I think she has a supporting role in that.
She is, with Sylvester Stallone. There's
Okay.
a scene in that, Rach, where she goes, "Hey, Sylvester, do you want to have sex?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah." And then, so they put on, and he thinks they're going to hook up because he's from the past. He was frozen in carbonite or something.
Oh, okay.
And they thaw him out to
Okay.
fight off. I think he's fighting Wesley Snipes in that movie.
Sure.
And they put on these goggles, like Oculus goggles.
Oh.
And it's like them having sex visually, and she's really into it, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" And that's what sex is in the future.
Oh, weird.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I remember Sandra Bullock for in that movie.
Wow. And that's not your favorite?
No, definitely not. The movie's okay. Wesley Snipes is crazy in it.
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty spicy scene.
Well, sounds like you want it on that old SO list, huh?
All right. Our gal, Sandra, is nicknamed America's Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I agree, too. Solid agree. Academy Award winner. She's also won a Globe and a SAG, all for
Blindside.
For the Blind, Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. Which she actually turned down that role 3 times before she accepted it. Yep. I don't know if it was all due to this, but she had issues with playing someone who's so devoutly Christian.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's kind of interesting, though.
Why?
I don't know, because you're an actor. So it's like, I know that you're not
Yeah,
that.
that's
like,
true.
It's like, I know you're also not a Southern belle, or I know you're not a cop in dressing up undercover. So I don't know.
Some people, what she did that same year, some people just see Merit in other projects like All About Steve.
All About Steve, which she won the Razzie for.
Same year.
No one has ever won an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year. That is still, she holds the record for that.
She accepted the Razzie in person. She was the first one ever, I think, to
Which is
accept
incredible. Like, props. That's, I think, why she is America's Sweetheart. 'Cause
Yeah,
she can
you're
laugh at
iconic
herself.
then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Later on, she was nominated for Gravity, which essentially is like a one-woman movie, if you've seen it.
Yep.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, George Clooney's
George
in that
Clooney's
too.
in it for like maybe 10 minutes tops,
Yeah.
and then it's just us and Sandra in space. And honestly, it's good.
That's very
She
good.
does a good job. In 2015, she was named People Magazine's Most Beautiful Woman.
Okay.
That doesn't really matter, but there it is.
No,
I just wanted
it
you to
is
know that
important.
she got it.
I need to know this stuff.
You need
These
to
are the
know.
hard-hitting facts that
She
viewers
did get
tune
it at
in
one
for.
point. At one point, she did.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite movie of hers?
Miss Congeniality.
Oh, yeah. She also produced
Second,
that, too.
Speed. Third, Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh, no, yeah. She did
On
do
the
the second.
boat.
So she actually agreed to do Speed 2 in order to secure funds for another movie that she's pretty famous for in the late 90s.
Okay.
I wonder if you've heard of this, because I probably should put it on the list, because it's a big fan fave.
Sure.
Hope Floats.
Never heard of it ever in my entire life.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know that movie existed.
Yeah, Harry Connick Jr. is in it as well.
Oh, great.
1998.
They have some of his lame-o songs in it, too.
I don't remember if he sings or not in it, but
My name is Harry Connick Jr.
I'll think about it. That and While You Were Sleeping, which was 95. I'm
Never
kinda
seen
torn,
While You Were Sleeping either.
Kind of torn
But I've heard
between
of
those
that
two. I should probably throw another Sandy in the mix because she deserves it.
You know what else I've never seen? City of Angels. If we're just throwing out random chick flicks I've never seen.
Okay.
Never seen it.
I don't know if that's not really a chick flick, is it?
I don't know. Nick Cage and
It's
Meg
not
Ryan.
funny. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
drama.
it's romantic.
It's a romantic.
Well, is While You Were Sleeping chick flick or is that romantic?
I think it's romantic, but I think it's I can't remember. I think it's supposed to be a little funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just maybe it's just straight up romance.
Straight up romance. Yep.
2 weeks notice, chick flick.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, that's got her and Hugh Grant in it.
Oh, okay.
She plays his
That'd
assistant.
be cute. That'd be a cute duo.
You'd think so.
But it sucks.
You might be wrong.
Yeah.
Crash. Kind of forget about her in Crash.
Yep.
That was in 2004. And then in 2009 and into the teens of the 20,000s, she really takes off, right? She's got Blindside, Proposal, All About Steve. The Heat, which did well in 2013, Gravity. Her highest grossing film, though, grossed over $1 billion.
Whoa.
Can you think of what that might be?
Did you already say it?
No, I didn't
Oh, okay.
say
Because
it.
I would have guessed Gravity because Gravity was a big, I bet, international hit because all the CGI.
And I actually didn't think that she was suited for this type of acting. Because she doesn't strike me as this type of a character.
Okay.
Can
Can you give me a hint?
Yeah. Let me just jump to it. She did some voiceover work in a cartoon. And I remember watching it thinking like, oh, that's Sandra Bullock. Nah, that doesn't really work. For me, it didn't work.
What
anyways.
was she in?
And it was $1 billion. So think of something that little kids just go insane for. And this would have been
Like Zootopia?
in 2015. Think
She
like
wasn't that
big
gal in that.
franchise. Makes lots of little movies. A Universal
Oh, Despicable
movie.
Me?
Yeah, Minions is the movie.
She's in Minions?
Yeah, she is a bad guy in the Minions
Oh,
movie.
okay. God, those movies or whatever.
Well, it's a
They can eat my shorts.
It's $1 billion industry, babe. So, we can say what we want. Other things, she's got Ocean's 8 and then Bird Box. I didn't see it, but that obviously did really well too.
Yeah. Bird Box. I had a lot of students. I was teaching acting classes at Mankato at that point, and a lot of my students saw Bird Box, and they're like, "Don't watch it. It's whatever." So they all shat all over it, and so I never watched it. Yeah.
Oh, I only heard good things about it.
Oh, well, you're talking to the wrong people. You need to talk to 19 to 22-year-olds.
I gotta talk to your friends.
Yeah, those are my buddies.
Fun facts about early life for her. So she was born in the U.S., but she was raised in Germany for 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Her dad was over there because he was in charge of the Army's postal service in Europe, and her mother was an opera singer.
Oh, geez.
And she would sometimes take her on tour with her, and she would do little bits in her opera show.
Oh, cool.
Whatever. Yeah, we call it opera show. Her performance. Later, she did high school and college in North Carolina.
Okay.
And then moved to NYC to be an actress.
Gotcha.
So she did all the jobs, the waitressing, the bartending, all that good stuff. She took acting classes from Meisner.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
In person. Can you
wow.
imagine?
She was in those Meisner classes in person. He was he talked through his little voice box because he had gotten in an accident with a bus, so he had a huge limp. If nobody knows who Meisner is, he's one of the top acting theorists. He'd have this limp, and then he had this little voice enhancer because he was losing his voice. And so his classes were really bonkers because he'd be limping around and be like, yeah, going. But he wasn't the guys who sounded like that. I made him sound like the guy off South Park. It's more just yeah, hey, everybody, make sure you do your work.
Make sure you do your work. Can you give us just the 2-sentence spiel of what is Meisner?
Yeah.
What does he teach?
Here,
his style.
We'll do it for everybody.
Oh no, don't do that.
You have a blue shirt.
You have a blue shirt.
I don't have a blue shirt. That's a falsity.
Oh,
That's
wait.
a lie.
Let me try again.
You have a blue shirt.
I have a blue shirt.
You have a blue shirt.
I have a blue shirt.
Don't make a reading out of it, Rach. Just let it be. It's not a
are
performance.
you my partner or are you my director?
I'm both, always.
Always. So what the heck did you just do? What was that? What was that technique that we just did now?
So what you're trying to do is trying to eliminate the acting response and get impulse driven. It's not based on what's going on in you. It's not like we've talked about Strasberg and method acting on here before. I feel it. I remember when I was 8 years old and I skidded my knee and I cried. I'm crying now. It's not that. It's more no, forget about that. It's what's going on between us. What's happening in the space between.
I have a blue shirt.
You have a blue shirt.
I have a blue shirt.
You have a blue shirt.
I have a blue shirt.
Stop doing readings.
I'm not.
Yeah,
How
you
do
are.
know?
You're putting inflection in it.
So?
Because you should just say, I have a blue shirt. I have a blue shirt.
Forever?
I have a blue shirt. Yeah, forever.
Does it change ever?
I mean, eventually we would get to scene work, but we need to do this for at least, I don't know, 6 to 8 months.
Good Lord.
Yep. So that's what Sandra Bullock did.
You guys, you're getting robbed. Theater degrees, y'all are getting robbed. That's ridiculous. That's way too much time on that.
No, that's the good stuff right there.
That's the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
Nah, I didn't learn anything from that. Personal life for Miss Sandra, and then we'll move on. She was once engaged to Tate Donovan.
Oh, yes.
I feel
Hercules.
Wasn't he attached to many a 90s hottie?
Oh, I bet he was. Yeah, Jennifer Aniston, right?
Yeah.
Did they date?
The 90s hottie.
Yep.
Jay Ann, and then Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Tate, offense, buddy, but come on.
Yeah, no.
What?
Tate,
What are we talking about here?
outkicked his
I
coverage.
think so. He must be a real big sweetie pie.
Yeah, I bet he is.
She has dated
Ryan Gosling.
I just don't know who I am without you.
You're Ken.
But it's Barbie and Ken. There is no just Ken.
Ryan Gosling.
Boom.
Boosh.
And the age gap there, I wonder what that was when they dated.
It was a bit, I think it's 8 or 10. It's up there.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, okay. Stinky man.
Is he stinky?
Oh, he's stinky. He said in an interview that he doesn't like to shower because he enjoys the smell of his own musk.
All right.
Yeah. I could see him saying that.
Yeah, can't you?
We just had an Airbnb stay, and his book
What
was
are
on
you
the,
about to say?
His book was
that
on
was about my musk. Where you going with this?
And you also had a musk about you. No, on our nightstand was his book. And I was like, Ty, are you going to read it? Oh. And you said no.
Absolutely not. I think it's what my exact words were.
Yeah, but it was crabbier than that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No more banter. Get out of here. Also, and you'll probably be most impressed by this one, Troy Aikman.
Oh, wow. The Dallas Cowboy man himself.
I knew it. I knew you'd be impressed by that one.
But she didn't marry any of these guys.
No, you know who she married?
Who?
She married some tool, literally, who hosted a show called Monster Garage. His name is Jesse James. She married him in 2005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they still together?
Ty, where were you?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Where have you been?
I don't know anything.
He
You say a monster truck show?
Yeah, he was like a Monster Garage truck show on some channel that shows stuff like that.
Okay.
And where they probably like soup up monster trucks and
Very cool.
He had
Lots of really cool guys.
He's kind of a bad boy. He's got lots of tattoos and it's just he was trash.
He's trash.
He's trash.
Trash. He's a nice boy. So what happened?
Let me tell you, in 2010, there were a lot of cheating allegations that came out with several women. One, I believe, being we'll call her a tattoo model, but I think she was a porn star.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
So you made the rounds.
Yeah.
And betrayed her.
Yeah, big time. And this was all during the same year that she won her Oscar.
Oh, geez.
And her Razzie. It's a big year for her.
That's crazy.
That same year, they had actually filed for adoption. And through the divorce, she finalized the adoption, but just with her. So now she has 2 children by adoption.
Oh, okay.
Without him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Gosling was before all of this, right?
Yep, Gosling
Didn't she date Gosling before McAdams did?
Right before. Actually, during The Notebook, he was dating Sandra Bullock.
And that's probably so mean to
Or maybe
Rachel.
not during, but at least during like the press stuff, because during the whatever the movie award where they kind of recreate Best Kiss.
Yep.
Sandra Bullock is in the audience during that time.
Okay.
So they came together to that show and were dating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they broke up.
And then she got with
probably
that tool
shortly
bag.
after. I mean, I guess because when was
so.
that was pretty close.
Yeah, Notebook was like 0304. So right around that.
Maybe it was Troy Aikman. No, I think I did that.
I
think I did that in chronological order.
Yeah. Yep.
But she's married now to a photographer,
Oh, okay.
Brian Randall, and I think they're happy because they're still married.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So that's our girl, Sandra. Sorry it took so long.
Hey, that's okay.
Ashley Judd. Woo!
Yes.
What a powerhouse.
Ashley
Judd. So you may or may not know this, but her family is a bit famous.
Yep.
Do you know that?
There's another famous Judd.
There is another famous Judd. Her half-sister, Winona Judd,
Yep, there it
is a country singer. Her mom, Naomi Judd,
Uh-huh.
is also a singer, a country singer. And she became famous kind of in the early 80s. And so Ashley and her family weren't born into that necessarily. It was until after her mom got a divorce from her dad and they moved out that then her mom began pursuing music. So she kind of grew up while her mom was hustling, and then she became famous, and then Ashley became an actress.
Nice.
And a pretty good one, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so too. I think she's really good.
Let's talk about some of her best films. There's a theme here. I'm going to name some of them.
Yes, please.
A Time to Kill.
Yep.
Kiss the Girls.
Uh-huh.
Double Jeopardy.
Yep.
That's actually the biggest theme I have.
Are they all
there.
John Grisham?
I don't know if they're all
Well,
John
Time to
Grisham,
Kill
but they're
is.
all definitely thrillers.
Yeah, I hope he dies. I hope he rots in hell.
What's that?
It's from A Time to Kill, isn't it?
I've never seen A Time to Kill.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey has an amazing courtroom speech in that movie.
Do you think that's how Matthew McConaughey and Sandra Bullock met? Because they dated, and she's in that movie too.
She's in that movie?
She's in that movie.
So Ashley Judd and Sandra have been in 2 movies together?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Connections. I like her in Double Jeopardy. That's the only one I've seen of those 3 that I just mentioned.
We watched that in psychology class.
You watched Double Jeopardy
Or no,
in psychology?
criminal justice class.
Oh.
Yep.
Does this hold up? Can you be charged for murder twice?
Who knows? The movie says no.
Nope. So you can kill him.
You kill him.
Because you already did the time.
Yes.
Other movies, Where the Heart Is, that was in 2000. I think that's with Natalie Portman.
Okay.
And then DeLovely, she plays Capote's wife. In that was 2004.
Okay. Not in the movie Capote. It's called DeLovely.
It's called DeLovely. It's about their marriage.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Never heard of it or never heard of Capote.
Oh, I've heard of Capote. I've seen the movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And then who could forget the 2019 classic, A Dog's Way Home. I'm sure she was really good in that.
I don't even know what movie that is.
I think you know what type of movie it is.
Homeward Bound-ish.
Ish. Well, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Stage. Is there maybe a Southern play that you think that she might be pretty good at?
I think she'd be good in a lot of Tennessee Williams plays.
Mm-hmm. Anyone in particular?
I mean, like, are we talking about now or back then?
Back then.
Back then, I think she'd be really good as Maggie the Cat in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
And you were right, because in 2003, 1 year after this, she was in the Broadway revival of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Very nice.
I thought she'd be really good in that.
Mm-hmm. I think she'd be good in Streetcar as well as like Blanche. I think she'd be a great Blanche.
Ooh, yeah. Very complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of plays that like can be really beautiful and charming and like take all of the energy in the room and just focus on her, but then also very distraught and psychotic.
Yep.
And really fascinating to watch break down.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kind of scary at times.
I don't know if I'd call her scary.
Oh, there was the scene in this movie when she comes down the stairs. I know what's going to happen, but like when she
whips all the kids?
When she's drugged out on pills and she comes down the steps and you just see her feet, it's like, this is like a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was like that scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I didn't. I didn't think it was scary.
If you say so. She was married to a Scottish race car driver from 1999 to 2013.
Okay.
Other things that she's been up to in 2007, she got her BA at the U of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. In 2010, she got a degree called the MPA from Harvard.
Don't know what that is.
Don't know what it is. And then in 2016, she started working on her PhD for public policy at UC Berkeley.
Oh, gotcha.
Also, during all this time, she went public against Harvey Weinstein for allegations of him sexually harassing her.
Oh, she was one of the Weinstein crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She revoked any advances, but then got blacklisted.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know if she won her specific case necessarily, because I don't know if she could prove that she got blacklisted or what that was.
That's always a tough one.
But she did come forward, and she was one of, like you said, one of the women who accused him of sexual harassment advances. So. But she's one smart cookie. Look at all those degrees.
That is a lot of degrees.
Isn't that pretty cool?
She is very wise.
Any other thoughts on Miss Ashley Judd? What'd you think of her in this?
I liked her a lot. She
Yeah.
was the best performance by far out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought she was super good. She gave me a lot of Charlize Theronisms like while I was watching it.
Oh,
I kept thinking like,
interesting.
I never have really put together that like you have a kind of a similar quality to Charlize Theron. And I usually don't think it, but like, it was part of her hairstyle and everything. I think that like having shorter hair.
Especially around that time.
And she had like reddish hair in this, which I know Charlize is blonde, but like a little bit closer than like the usual kind of darker hair. And so I was like, oh, I'm seeing some Theronisms.
Grassy. Let's touch on our older gals, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
We have some triple threats in the group.
Okay.
When I say triple threat, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that they can act, they can sing, and they can polka dance.
That's usually what I do mean when I mean triple threat. In this case, I meant that they have the triple crown of acting.
So that means that they do TV, film, and stage.
Yes. Not only do they do it, but they have won in each of those categories. So they've won an Oscar, they've won an Emmy, and they've won a Tony.
Okay.
That's what you get to do at the triple crown of acting. So Ellen Burst? Yeah. Oh, man. Burst. I'm messing it up.
Who cares?
Ellen, the mom,
Yep.
the main character in this, is one of those. Did you recognize her from anything?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. I can't think how the song goes. Nope, I'm going to sing the wrong one. Darn it. You'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
Last Picture Show. It was early on.
Okay.
The Exorcist.
Oh, she's in The Exorcist?
Mm-hmm.
She was the mom?
She was the mom in The Exorcist.
She doesn't look anything like how she used to look.
Well,
That's crazy.
Time is a thief. I was going to sing the Exorcist song, but I can't remember how it goes.
Oh, shoot. I just saw the new Exorcist trailer. Oh, gosh. I keep thinking. I know.
It's like,
that's not it.
it.
Oh, jeez. It's more eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I can't think of it.
I know.
It's lost. It's lost to time.
It loses me. But she was nommed for that as well, for an Oscar. And then for a movie called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, she won.
Alice don't live here no mo.
Alice don't live here no more. She was in Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, she's the old lady in Requiem for a Dream.
Yep. She was nominated as the old lady for Requiem in a Dream.
Well, she's got a crazy role.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes through some stuff.
Yeah. So she's pretty seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
She won a Tony for the play Same Time Next Year.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of it?
No.
I've actually heard of it.
No, good. Congrats.
Maybe I've just heard of it because it's a turn of phrase.
Same time next year.
I wonder what it's about. I like to think it's like a couple who hooks up once every year just for fun, and then they like
their
recount.
lives are different every time.
But
and
it like jumps ahead. Now it's been. Oops, sorry, I just bumped the mic. Maybe it jumps ahead like 4 years or 2 years.
It's like, oh wow, remember last year when my dog got sick, and now I'm married and we're still hooking up.
Yeah, I bet it's really good.
It sounds really good.
How'd you think she was in this?
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yep, not that impressive.
Oh, really? I liked her in it. Dame Maggie Smith.
Okay.
Big fan of hers, just in general.
Sure.
Also a triple crown of acting as well. She's got 2 Oscars, a Tony, and 4 Emmys.
Oh, gosh.
What do you think those Emmys are for?
Downton.
You know it. I don't know if all 4 are.
Lady Grantham.
Lady Grantham. So great. Southern, not my fave.
No,
Not my fave.
she's not very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
We found a weakness in old Maggie Smith.
It's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
The only other gal of the 3 that I'm going to talk about is Shirley Knight.
Okay.
Shirley Knight was kind of the quieter of the group of the Yayas, a little bit more like the meek one.
Not Tiny, the other one.
Yeah, Teensy.
Teensy, not Teensy, the other
I
one.
didn't write their names down because I can't remember their names.
It's
They're
okay,
so,
yeah.
and they don't. You wouldn't know who I was talking
They
about.
never say their names besides like one time in the movie, so
And that's
it's
a
not
problem.
Yep.
I looked because I just looked up to see if she had anything that she had done. And it shot me to like a picture of her in the 50s, and I gotta say, what a Betty! She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that mean? What a Betty?
Oh, you've never?
No, I don't know what that phrase is. I was like Betty White, or like why do you say
no,
what a Betty?
it's from Clueless. Cher says like, "Isn't my mom such a Betty?"
What's that even mean though?
She's just like gorgeous. She just, I don't know.
Who's the Betty?
I don't
Betty
know.
Boo?
I don't know who the Betty is. I don't even know if it's a real phrase other than when Cher says it in Clueless.
Oh, okay.
It's 90s slang time. It doesn't have to make sense.
What a Trisha.
What a Betty. Or he's such a Baldwin.
What a Pamela.
No, it's
Yeah,
Betty.
he's
Seven
such a
Betty.
Baldwin.
He's
I
such
remember
a
that
Baldwin.
one. Yep.
But she was nominated for an Oscar for the movie Sweet Bird of Youth.
Yep. Tennessee Williams.
Yes, and
Super good.
our boy opposite her, Paul Newman.
Oh, yeah.
So you gotta imagine,
Oh, wow.
she was the love interest of Paul Newman in a film back in the day. So yeah, I'll show you a picture of it. She's
Pretty spicy, I
She's
bet.
pretty spicy.
Yep.
She's also won a Tony for a play called Kennedy's Children.
Okay.
But you might remember her best from the movie Grandma's Boy.
I only saw that movie one time.
Yeah, right.
I actually didn't think that movie was as funny as a lot of other people did. A lot of people were crazy about that movie. And I thought, like, that's fine.
You weren't in that group?
I watched it one time. I know all the references now. I can move on with my life.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I wasn't in that group.
Well, I thought you were really into that movie, and
No,
I gained
nope.
some respect for you just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you've been harboring these things for 10 years of our marriage?
I mean, I wasn't aware I was harboring them, but yeah, I think with every good thing, yeah, you were harboring. It's hidden from you.
Uh-huh.
It was unconscious. I was unconsciously harboring that about you.
Oh,
Like,
gotcha.
Try likes Grandma's Boy. What does he know?
What an idiot.
What does he know about anything? And then the only other cameos I want to talk about in this film were 2 that actually kind of snuck up on us a little bit. But there are 2 actors in this. Ty, what did we see these guys
We
from?
saw Succession actors.
Yeah.
2 characters from Succession. One is I'll call him the CNN mom, because she's from like the liberal news media outlet that they're like going to try to buy at one point. And
Nan,
she's like
I think is her name. Nan?
Oh, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
She's like the matriarch of that family. And then her husband is, oh gosh, what's his name? Not great. It starts with a C maybe?
Carl.
Carl. He's the CFO. He's the guy who runs all the numbers.
Yeah.
And he talks really nice all the time. And then every once in a while he'll be like, you're a punk ass kid. And I'm going to shove my fist down your throat.
Yeah. Carl, whoa.
Yeah, wow, Carl.
Woo. Yeah, but they played a married couple in this. It was crazy.
Yep. He had a weird like facial hair thing going on. I was like, oh, that's weird, Carl.
He did. He looked very different. However many years ago this was. Filming for this took place in what beautiful state would you guess?
Louisiana.
It did not take place in
So it took
Louisiana.
place at?
It did take place there in the book and in the movie. It should have taken place there, but it wasn't because it's too hot. It's too hot. So we went a bit further north, maybe where there's some more infrastructure.
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Where on the Dawson's Creek studio.
I'm sure they
where
were
the
there.
Notebook was also filmed.
And at the same time.
Walk to Remember.
Exactly. That was actually being filmed at the same time
What?
as this.
Really? True
Yes,
story?
True story. That's my fact. That's my
Oh,
fun fact for you.
wow.
I hope you enjoyed it because that's the only fact I have about filming. Yes. All right, let's talk about some favorite or least favorite moments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's get into some thoughts on it.
Yes. Okay. I talked about the witch ladies. I said multiple times, what the F is happening in this movie? Like, that was a note I wrote down multiple moments. How crazy is it that Robert the Bruce from Braveheart plays the love interest?
Plays Sandra Bullock's love interest.
I've only seen him in Braveheart and in Saw. And here he is
again.
playing the romantic interest. And so is this his season?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
right now,
is it?
He's got 2.
He's got 2.
He's got 2.
I think that's an interesting way to do these films as well. It's like you show one with him, I show one with him. And then we also do that with our guy in Police Academy. I can't think of his name.
Yep.
Discount
Billy Crystal. Yep. Discount Billy Crystal.
Who we'll be seeing again soon.
We'll see
so
you next
he also
episode.
gets a 2-fer. So
Yep.
I think there's a couple of rando seasons.
You're going to be shocked. There's another person who's going to be tied for their season as well, and you're not expecting it. So tune in next week, guys. That's a little cliffhanger, a little Easter egg.
Gee, exciting.
So I thought that I didn't understand what he was. I know he's Scottish, and he was probably just using his natural dialect, but he was doing some weird stuff. Like maybe it's just the way he talks.
I thought he was.
I was like, what
I didn't
is
know if he was
happening?
Scottish or Irish, to be honest.
Well,
wasn't
he's
sure.
Scottish in real life.
I know, but I didn't think he was playing that. He didn't sound
Okay,
Scottish.
so you
He
also
sound-
wondered if he was doing Irish.
He sounded Irish to me. I think his character's supposed to be Irish.
Okay, well, it was weird, man. He was doing some weird stuff.
Because you were thinking it was Scottish.
Yeah, I was like, are you Scottish? Are you Irish? What? Are you nothing?
What
Are you
are
trying
you?
to drop your dialect? What is happening? Angus McFadden, I think is his name. Like, what's happening,
Definitely
Angus?
Scottish, Angus.
Oh, what'd you think about the little mean Confederate kid?
Oh, I love that he got food slapped in his face. That was great.
So in this scene, little douchebag Confederate kid, he is throwing N-bombs around, and the Yaya Sisterhood, they all gang up on him and they throw food in his face. It was awesome. It's like, take that, Confederate kid. That's what you get. And his mom's like, you guys get back here right now. And they're like, yeah, right, you suck. Eat my shorts. And they run out of there. It was awesome.
Was that your favorite? I heard you giggling during that time.
Yeah, it was because I like it because they go, Yaya! That was the moment I was like, yeah, you got to keep
Maybe
those
we
yayas
should
going.
Yell that when we run away from something like that. Yaya!
Oh, that brings up something. When you were a kid, and after you had seen this movie with your aunts and stuff, did you ever do naughty shit and you'd yell yaya as you ran away?
No, because I also wasn't a kid when I saw this movie.
How
Because
old
this
were
came
you?
out in 2002.
Oh, so you're in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, oh, let's pretend you're with your friends. You've got the teepee. It's homecoming week, and you're throwing teepee in the boys' yards and putting shaving cream all over their car windows. Then you go, and they go, yeah, you get back, you little heister cam, and you go, yeah.
Now I wish. Can we just? I'm gonna implant that memory that you just created, and I'm gonna pretend like that happened, and that fills me with such joy. That's so fun. Yes, I did do that.
You did do that.
I did do that.
Oh, very good. You guys are so spunky and crazy and cool.
So wild. Kids are wild.
So I have questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll answer them. Let's hear.
They did not do a good job of explaining this. I felt very lost.
Okay, let's
so
hear
Sandra Bullock has this weird relationship with her mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this question, does her mom like her? Does her mom not?
Mm-hmm.
Is her mom a subject of nurture where like her own mother also hated her?
Mm-hmm.
So like Ashley Judd's mom was really mean to her. Mm-hmm. And they don't do a good job of explaining any of the whys. Why Ashley Judd's mom hated her and why her dad was so nice. Like, I don't know. That whole dynamic was confusing to me and needed more fleshing out.
Yeah, let me tell you what I think I know about that.
It's probably in the book, like, really established.
It probably is really established in the book. So the mom, Ashley Judd's mom, who is played by Nan from Succession, is like really weirdly religious. And she thinks that her daughter is too much the center of attention and is jealous of her, especially with how her husband treats her kids and versus how her husband treats her. If you hear it, she's beaten a lot. The mom is, and she blamed a lot of that on the kids, I think. And she, with the ring, so her dad gives Ashley Judd a really nice ring on her birthday, on her 16th birthday. It's a really big diamond ring, and the mom essentially insinuates that you must have done something like incestuous to earn that. Like you need to pray for your soul.
Well,
You're going
I caught
to hell.
that, but that felt like so out of left field.
Yeah,
I was
think she was
what is she? Why would she even say that?
I think she's not mentally well either because she's been beaten in so much.
We need to see more of that.
Again, I think it's I think it's a 2-book issue.
And the beating part, like, he almost hits her in that scene after she steals the ring, but there is no other beating moments, and I was like, what is going on
They
around
insinuate
here?
it, though. Like, he says, you girls go to sleep now, and then, like, I don't know, the way that he just, like, touches his mustache, you just know, like, ugh, it's icky.
Yep.
I think this is because this is a 2-book thing, and they're just, and it was maybe it wasn't a long movie, but it's very long because there's just so much to tell, and it's just there's a lot that they're trying to squeeze in. So I think that's a part of the issue, and I actually didn't catch that understanding the first time I watched it either.
Oh, okay.
That was a little gray to me, too.
I'm kind of on par with sophomore Rachel.
You and I
sophomore
are
Rach.
both firing the same amount of brain cells.
We could, like, hang out and pal around, and he'd be like, I didn't really get it either. I love Teensy.
Yeah,
I actually thought
the sassy one.
It's funny that you didn't have anything about Teensy. You had stuff about the other 3 because Teensy was the one I was most interested in.
Yeah.
I actually thought she was really good. There's a moment where old Ashley Judd, and I'll just call that the grown-up version of Ashley Judd. I don't remember the actress' name. Ellen.
Exorcist mom.
Exorcist mom. Exorcist mom and Teensy are in cars opposite of each other. And Exorcist mom's like flipping her off and all these funny things and like mouthing like F off and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And then Teensy pulls ahead and then she like pulls and blocks the bridge and they almost get in a wreck. But then Exorcist mom gets out and she's like, you get out of here, you betrayer. Like, I'll sock you in the mouth. And she's like, I'll knock you out right now. Teensy like says all this stuff right back to her. It's so funny. That dynamic was like my favorite part of the whole movie.
Go home now. Don't you talk to me like that. I'll knock you into the middle of next week.
And I will kick your sorry ass on Thursday. Now get in the goddamn car and go home.
Yeah, I wanted more of that. The 4 of them
That's
together
what I
when they're
needed.
sassy like that is so fun.
We really only got their dynamic at the beginning because then afterwards, the 3 ladies, I didn't mention this in my synopsis, but they kidnap Sandra Bullock to then like try to get her and her mom to make up with each other. And so then we get the 3 gals separate from her. And I wanted to see more of that dynamic. And then there's too much of the movie where it's Ashley Judd dealing with the family stuff and like breaking down. And you'd maybe see one of the yayas with her, but you never see all 4. Like, I wanted to see all 4, like when she's sick and things and like we're really worried about her mental health. I want to see the 4 yayas with her.
Sure.
Like, hey, we're your best friends. We're all here. And I just lost that connection. I thought that the yaya connection wasn't strong enough.
During
it was a little
those
weak.
times.
Yep.
Oh. Way to call out the Yayas, Ty.
Yeah.
Step up, ladies. Be better friends.
Be better friends. Did you think about when so Ashley Judd's character, she sells that ring for a tiny bit that we alluded to that her dad gave her, and she like almost doll's housed him.
Yeah.
She almost leaves the family and is like, forget you guys, I'm gonna go be famous and do my own thing.
Yeah, she just goes to like a hotel on the coast and just sleeps by the sea for a couple of nights and then calls. I gotta say, the phone call that when she wakes up that last morning and then decides to call her daughter, who is Sandra Bullock,
Sandra Bullock,
I think the acting in that scene is so good as she's just talking on the phone and saying like, oh, yep, I'm coming home. Yep, don't cry. I just thought, ugh. She gets all the awards.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
So, no, I'll get into it a little bit later. What was going on at the end? So they throw this big birthday bash for grown-up Ashley Judd. And it's like this Louisiana parade.
Yeah.
They have like 1,000 people there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not called a cakewalk or what it is, but yeah, it's like
hopefully
big,
it's not a cakewalk.
the big.
You don't want it to be a cakewalk.
Oh, is that bad?
No, there's a lot of like racist Southern things to go
okay.
along with cakewalks. Think about
it's not
parade
that.
after they condemn the Jewish guy, they
okay.
do a cakewalk.
That's not what that's called then.
Like,
it's like a
celebrate.
big like Zydeco band, and they're playing like a lot of Louisiana music, and I don't know how to describe it. I'm not from the South. I don't know what these words are.
Well, it was a little weird. I was like, what is going on around here?
Just South being South. I love a lot of like the whimsy scenes of like Ashley Judd and young Sandra Bullock. Like the lifeguard scene when she pretends to drown.
Oh,
it's
yes,
just like
that's
it's like
fun.
cute little mother-daughter things. The dancing at the parties, the cake in bed, when she takes her back to the airplane on the
Yep,
flight.
that's a great scene.
All of those little moments I remember from this movie thinking like, oh, okay, those are like the little peeps. Like that's the kind of mom I want to be. I want to be the fun, sparkly mom who's got like little bits of like whimsy. We're going to do something silly because we can do something silly.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, those were great moments in the movie.
I love those. I also have this question. What if I start calling you Babe?
I don't even know what that means.
It's like baby, but they just call her, okay, Babe.
Who do they call that?
They call Sandra Bullock's character that.
Oh, see, I didn't even catch that. There's a lot of
Yeah,
like little
it's a
nicknames.
lot of little, like,
There's a
Southern
lot
stuff.
of weird Southern nicknames that it just feels like it's
hard to
almost like
hear.
Russian, where everybody has 5 names. I'm like, what
Kinda is a little
is
bit.
going on? Who's who? Who are you referring to right there?
I think this goes better read because as you hear it, I think it's just taken right from the pages, and it doesn't translate to the naked ear as fast as it's going, and
Sure.
as also mushmouth Southern as it's going.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
absolutely.
If
That's
I read
absolutely
it,
right
I feel
on.
like I would like catch up on more of these nicknames that they have for each other, or terms of endearment like Babe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start calling you Babe.
No, I don't want it.
I think I will.
Why don't you call me Bubba Goo?
Bubba Goo. No, that's my nephew's name.
Yeah, and also my name. Who's Bubba Goo? I'm Bubba Goo.
Bubba Goo. Shout out to Bubba Goo.
Yeah, shout out little Bubba Goo.
Sometimes the critics would talk about how this movie comes out in a time of film that really idolizes the Southern Belle industrial complex.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense when I say that to you? Like what that kind of mixes up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other movies that would be just kind of looped in with this, though.
Yeah, okay, so we can get into Southern movies, but I'm kind of feeling like, so they said it's like if you injected Tennessee Williams with Real Housewives, and it's like romanticizing this like drinking, brash Southern woman
Okay.
who's like loudmouth and shoots, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Like there's just that archetype that maybe was very popular. I don't know if it was around this time or maybe even prior to this time, but here are some Southern movies, and you tell
Sure.
me if you have any of these as your fave. I would
Okay.
say Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Yes.
Great Southern
100%.
movie.
Best.
Streetcar Named Desire.
Yep.
From the Southern movie.
Super good.
I would say The Notebook is a Southern movie.
Absolutely. One of the best ever.
Gone with the Wind,
Yeah.
obviously, like the OG Southern movie. You've probably never seen this movie, but I should think about it. Fried Green Tomatoes.
Never heard of it. Well, actually, I have heard of it.
It's got Kathy
but I've
Bates
never
in
seen
it. And I think it's a real Southern charmer. I think a lot of people in the South like this film, so
Okay.
we could think about doing it. I saw it when I was a
maybe.
kid, so it might have elements of this too, where it's kind of like modern day, and then you're having flashbacks to learning more about somebody
Sure.
in their past. And then one of my favorites, Steel Magnolias.
Yes.
Also another good Southern
I actually
movie.
saw a lot of Steel Magnolias in this movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is very similar. That's a good point.
Yep, it's more serious. I know Steel Magnolias has a major serious turn in it.
Yeah.
But this movie has a more prolonged serious turn.
Sure.
But it gave me a lot of Steel Magnolias. Yeah, you'll
Yeah, the
actually hear that
friendships
in
around the mom
my
and-
review.
Oh, will we? Oh,
Yes, you will.
Sneak peek preview.
Actually,
yeah.
you hear a few of those in my review.
Oh, is it really?
Maybe.
Oh, that's
Yep.
fun. Can you think of any other Southern movies, and that's kind of like the top ones that I like, anyways. There's
Yeah.
probably more.
The only-
Walk the Line, Sweet Home Alabama. Those are probably
Walk the
some-
Line.
Isn't that kind of feel like a
The
Southern
Rock
movie?
movie?
No, Walk the Line.
Walk to Remember?
No, Walk the Line.
Oh, Walk the Line. I'll walk the line.
There it is. It's
Yes,
like,
okay.
I'm only gonna say it one more time.
What am I thinking of with The Rock in it? Walking Tall. That's what it is.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
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 No,
He walks so tall.
not that one. Not
Southern
that one.
movies. Yep.
Southern movies. Southern.
Southern.
Oh, Ashley Judd's Southern is so good. It's just the right amount of Southern. It's not too Southern, just a little bit of Southern.
Yep.
Who else had a good Southern? Not Maggie Smith.
No, not Maggie Smith.
Honestly, you know who also Southern bothered me?
Ooh.
James Garner. He just got a little bit
Oh,
too
yeah.
Southern sometimes.
Yep.
And I just didn't need him to be Southern at all.
Yep.
Even though I guess it differentiates his character from the Notebook.
Uh-huh.
Even though he was Southern in that as well.
Yeah, but he's very toned down in the Notebook.
Because Noah's not
Because
really
Noah
Southern.
is not a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's probably why. But yeah,
Mhm.
it just threw me for a loop a little bit when he would like have a little bit of a drawl. I was like, well,
Yep.
that's weird. Noah, what are you doing with a drawl?
Yeah, what'd you think of that whole dynamic? So,
Mm.
Ashley Judd was in love with another guy. He goes off to the war,
He
gets himself
dies.
killed, and then she settles for a bronze medal.
Yeah.
She doesn't even take silver. She's just, I'll just take a bronze, whatever. I don't even care. And marries that guy, and it never is really happy her whole life.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of tragic?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your question?
What'd you think of it?
It was tragic.
Oh, very good.
But also for him too, I think his character says, "I'd rather play second fiddle in the band than not in the band at all."
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
"Oh." And then I think he says something like, "I thought I could love her enough for the both of us."
Yep.
Like,
Well, I
oh.
liked he said, for better or worse, I knew I had a coin flip of a chance. I just didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah, heads or tails.
Yeah.
50-50 chance. Oh, is that what you thought when we got married? 50-50 chance?
Well, I did think like, yeah, the girl I was in love with died. And I was like, yeah, I bronze medal, just chop liver over here. I will walk the
Child liver
aisle.
over here. Let's talk about some mother-daughter movies. Because that's definitely the theme here,
Uh-huh.
would you say?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Ty, what's your favorite mother-daughter movie?
The Notebook. He's trash.
He is
trash.
He's no good. We just talked about one that's also a Southern movie. Just 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, we did. Duh, yeah. Of course.
Steel.
Steel Magnolias.
That's a mother-daughter movie,
Mother-daughter
I'd say.
movie. Boom.
Mhm.
Mother-daughter and her buddies.
You are in a musical that I would say is very...
Mamma Mia.
Mother-daughter-y,
Mother-daughter.
exactly.
That movie sucks, though. Great musical, though. Great musical. Yeah. Do you have some
Are
favorites?
those your favorites?
Those
two?
are it. You got them.
I figured. I don't think you know any others.
I don't watch a lot of mother-daughter movies. Okay, now I feel like I'm being attacked.
No, I'm just...
I feel like you called this out to the listeners on purpose because you wanted to poke fun at how I don't watch enough mother-daughter movies.
Maybe you have some work to do.
I've never seen Brave.
That's on the list. That would be a great one.
That's a mother-daughter movie.
I haven't seen this movie, but Terms of Endearment?
Never seen it.
Yeah, I know you haven't either. But apparently that's a big tearjerker, mother-daughtery stuff. Stepmom, Anywhere But Here, The Joy Luck Club,
Step Monster.
Step Monster-in-Law.
Monster-in-law,
I
that's
think
what I
is
mean.
what you were thinking.
Monster-in-law, seen it.
Yeah.
Mother-daughter movie, seen it.
Is that your favorite?
No, I hate that movie. It's one of the worst movies of all time.
If you say so. Oh, well, good. I'm glad that led to a really good discussion about mother-daughter movies.
Yeah,
That was-
really compelling and
I was
rich.
thinking that we would get really far with that one.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and we did.
Yeah. Out of those, my favorite, probably still Magnolia's hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brave is also really good. Oh, Maybe it's Brave, though, too. Maybe it's a two-way tie.
Mm.
Do you want to see Brave?
I mean, it's on your summer's off list.
Yeah, but do you want to see it? Are you looking forward to it? Are you praying that I don't get to it?
Well, I mean, you're going to get to probably all of them. We're going to be going on for like 15 more seasons.
Don't dodge the question. Do you want me to put it in next season, or are you hoping that I forget about it?
You mentioned movies that I'm more interested in.
Okay, the truth comes
It's
out.
not disinteresting.
Oh, it's not.
But you've mentioned other ones that I'm more excited about.
More interesting. I
Yep.
see. Cool. Let's think about other thoughts that you have. Otherwise, I'm going to get into budget and reviews.
Sure. Yeah. I thought that the moments that were like we jumped back and forth from like trying to be funny to then having her be like a semi-abusive parent, Ashley Judd.
Yeah.
Like back and forth. And it felt like in a book form, you'd have a chapter break.
Yeah.
And we never got chapter breaks. And that was hard. That was very hard.
Yeah, very trauma-inducing, I
Yep.
think. Like, to, like, care about this character and then to be like, oh, man, she's so sick.
Yeah. Well, and I just had a hard time laughing at things like the second half of the movie. I was just like, oh, it's not really funny anymore. Like, I know you're trying to make me laugh, but, like, I don't think anything's really that funny anymore.
Yeah, I don't think anything's supposed to be super
You
funny
say that,
second
but
half.
they're trying to do bits still, and they're trying to tell
I
jokes
think they're trying
still.
to lighten it, but it's not near as funny. It's not trying to be as funny as the beginning because it can't, because it got really serious and it got really heavy.
Yep.
You can't, like, laugh too hard after you watch somebody beat their kids.
Yeah,
like,
for
there's
sure.
only, like, so ha-ha we can get with that.
Yep.
So.
But I think they tried to make too many funnies after that.
Yeah.
And I thought, don't
That's
waste
fair.
your time. Just continue on with the story because this isn't funny.
Yeah, get to the end.
Yep, it's time. We need resolution.
Wrap it up.
Resolution quick.
I'm feeling vulnerable.
Yeah, I have just my review left.
Okay, excellent. Budget for this film. I mean, they had a lot of heavy hitters in this. $27 million.
Okay.
U.S. opening week, which was June 7th, 2002.
No, it came out in the summer.
In the summertime.
That's a hot slot.
It made $16 million its first week.
Okay.
And opened second to the movie Sum of All Fears.
Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck and Morgan Freeman, I think.
If you say so.
He gets trapped, I think, behind enemy lines, and he's trying to get out.
Okay.
And their military's like, you got to get to this place so you can get out of there.
And this is the Sum
I
of
think
All
that's
Fears.
that movie. I might be mixing two movies up, though. Very
Well,
possible.
whatever you just described. I
know
wanna
Ben
see
Affleck's
that.
in it, though.
I want to see that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Worldwide, it ended up making $74 million. So
Okay.
it wasn't a bust, but it wasn't like
I mean, you said 27,
yeah,
and it made 74. It made over double its money.
yeah. I don't know, but is that good enough anymore?
I don't know.
Is any of that good enough?
Probably
If
not.
it's just okay, it's not a huge blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Not a huge blockbuster. It's not one damn huge blockbusters.
Let me read you some reviews. Chick flick for mom. Teens may not enjoy it. Common Sense Media.
But you liked it. As a teen?
As a teen, I did like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
You and your aunts, I can just hear you guys are like, yeah, how funny was it when they were up in the airplane?
Yeah, it sounded exactly like that. You're right. It was great. I had a great time. Another one may appeal to women of a certain age who are looking for an alternative to bingo from the BBC.
Oh, wow.
.com.
Oh, wow. Those
All right.
Brits.
Those are probably the nicer ones. Here's a harsh one.
Oh, my
Ready?
gosh. Those are the nicer
Oh,
ones?
this gets harsh. Okay, Robert Ebert. I just want to remind you who this guy is. You
Yeah.
remember a movie we watched a couple of weeks ago? It Takes Two?
Yeah.
Do you remember him giving it 2 out of 4 stars?
No, I don't.
Okay, I just wanted to remind you of that.
I don't.
So-
I remember him saying Super Mario Brothers was one of the worst movies he saw in the 90s, though.
That was fair. That was very fair. Roger Ebert. Okay, he says gave the film only 1.5 out of 4 stars, writing, "The Ya-Ya Sisterhood is rubber stamped from the same mold that has produced an inexhaustible supply of fictional Southern belles who drink too much, talk too much, think about themselves too much, try too hard to be the most unforgettable character you've ever met, and are in general insufferable." He added, "There is not a character in the movie with a shred of plausibility, not an event that is believable, not a confrontation that is not staged, not a moment that is not false."
Wow. He came real high, but he gave it 1.5.
1.5
I'll be honest, that
stars.
review is like a 0.5 star review.
Yeah.
Like, why did he give it 1.5? I'm more confused on like why he gave it 1.5 still.
I don't know. Just out of like respect for Dame Maggie Smith.
Maybe he liked the acting in it.
I mean,
But if he said nothing was believable, I don't think he liked the acting.
he said,
And he obviously hated the plot.
not
and
a
you hated
moment
the
that is
directing.
not false.
Yeah.
And not a confrontation that is
Dude,
not staged.
I'm telling you, that's a 0.5 star review.
I would cry myself to sleep with that review. Like that would be.
Well, that's why I
that
told
would
you,
hurt.
if you're gonna read the reviews, sweetie, we gotta go get you a Blizzard because you gotta eat ice cream while you read them.
I eat my
Because
feelings.
at least then you can be like, well, at least I got a large concrete mixer, so I still have half of it left.
Yeah, I need a large one after that review.
Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah, you do.
And I disagree with that. I mean, not about the piece about there being a lot of those types of movies, but now I say that, it's like, I know that's maybe like an overused caricature of Southern women, but I don't know. I know a lot of women who really enjoy that character and enjoy learning about that character. She's interesting to read about. So I don't know. Is it all that wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ebert's the guy. He's pretty smart.
Oh yeah, because did he get it right with 2 stars out of 4 for It Takes Two?
Well, I would say he got it right on Super Mario Brothers, one of the worst movies of
Well, it's
the
easy
90s.
when it's that bad. Like, yeah, I could have written that
thought you
review
did
and been
pretty
spot
good.
on. A lot of people could have. All right, ready for my critics' consensus?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
All
so
right.
ready.
Oh boy. Okay, The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood is more melodramatic than emotionally truthful and uneven in its mixture of time periods, actresses, laughter, and tears.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes says 44%.
Okay.
So rotten.
Yep.
Audience says 65%.
They gave it fresh.
We're actually here for it.
Okay.
Yaya!
Yeah.
I'm going to have to edit so many of those.
No, we're turning away. It looks great.
I hope so.
Yep. All right, you ready?
I'm ready for you.
Okay. 1/2 Golden Girls. 1/2 Steel Magnolias. 1/2 Mamma Mia. 1/2 Doll's House. 1/2 Notebook. And 1/2 a cup of too many gummy worms for me, making my tummy hurt. 18% under Crossroads and above Jingle All the Way, which is too low. Jingle All the Way needs to be raised. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I didn't like this movie.
You didn't like it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I thought there were parts of it that were kind of boring. And I didn't think the jokes a lot of times landed. And I wanted more of this yayas. Like, okay. Like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, if you go back to that
Oh,
episode.
no, not this
When
again.
what was my complaint, Rach?
You wanted more pants.
I wanted more magic pants. And in this movie, I wanted more witches and yayas.
You wanted more of their ceremony stuff?
No, I didn't need the ceremonies, but I needed the yayas together. I needed to see the sisterhood. And I didn't see enough sisterhood. I didn't see enough yaya. I want more yaya.
It does say sisterhood in the title. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought the movie, although like I could appreciate like the mother-daughter dynamic and how they wrestled with it, I don't know. It kept bouncing so much. I got whiplash watching it. I just felt like this movie is convoluted and messy, and they need to go back to the source material and sort it out. It feels like they tried to do maybe even a direct adaptation where they tried to keep things
Maybe too
organized the
much
way
in
the
it.
books were.
Sure.
And by doing that, I think they made a kind of a shitty adaptation. And there's probably something here that can be salvaged, like a redo, that I think could be pretty effective. And so it's not like all terrible, but it's just, this was a whiff. I thought it was a miss.
I think maybe you just need to watch it again.
No, I don't.
I think that would help.
Hey, I don't want to really watch this movie ever again. Like if it was on, I'm probably going to the other room. I'm like,
But you had a lot of questions. I think they would be answered if you watched it again.
No, I don't think so. The only thing that I liked from it is Ashley Judd's very hot.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a stunner.
Yeah,
She's very captivating.
she is.
To watch.
Yep, she is.
Enigmatic.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I remembered this movie fondly.
Okay.
And then as I was reading and doing my research for it, I was like, oh no, this is going to be really
So
bad.
did you expect me to have it low? Is that why you say that?
I
or do
didn't
you mean?
expect you to have it low.
Yeah, so
I
you were
knew
like,
you-
Ty's
I-
not gonna really like this
No,
one.
this wasn't for you. I knew that you weren't gonna really like it, but like
This
I
is
kinda
for all
like,
my Yaya sisters out there.
This is for you
Woo,
girls.
Yaya.
But I gotta say though, watching it, for maybe the 5th time and really understanding most of it, hearing more of it than I think I did earlier, I ended up being okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking like, oh no, this is gonna be really, 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 really bad. Like I'm gonna dislike it.
Sure.
And I liked it again, so that felt good.
So what'd you give it?
I give it are you ready for this? A 69%. It is under Scarface and right above Marley and Me.
Okay. Above Marley and Me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you, but I don't respect your choices. No, I think okay. All right.
Yeah, it has a lot of fond memories for me, and I think it taps into girlhood a little bit. Like,
Yes, Anderson women.
well, don't be patronizing about it.
No, I'm not.
Aren't
I'm
you?
celebrating. I'm celebrating the joy that you all have when you're together, and that I think if you see this with the right crowd, I could see how that would be a core memory.
Yeah,
But I didn't get to see it with the Anderson women.
That's
If
the
I
problem.
could have been sitting right
Yeah.
in between all of your aunts and they were all like looking at me and laughing, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, this is fun, isn't it?" I would get swept up in the moment.
You're right. You
But I didn't
would.
have that
That's what you needed.
experience.
Okay. I bet I can recreate that for you,
Ty,
baby.
you're so hot and sexy. This movie's so funny, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it is. Aunts, I love you guys.
Wait, what? Oof. All right. Bye-bye.
No, Bubba Goo.
Bubba Goo.
So Bubba Goo's he's got something pretty spicy on track for everybody. I think it's time that we get out of the southern drawls and we get more into robot talk.
Wait, you want to try that again?
Yeah, I'll
What'd
try it
you
again.
say?
Robot talk.
Oh, gosh.
We are going to watch an 80s classic. A movie that has action and unexpected romance. I'm going to let your mind wander on that one.
Uh-oh.
And it stars that you're going to recognize. You're like, oh my gosh, so-and-so and so-and-so.
Is that Billy Crystal?
Oh, that's Discount Billy Crystal. Oh my gosh. So this movie, I have not seen since I was a kid.
Oh.
Dangerous. I know.
Disclaimer.
Very dangerous.
Heyo.
Yep. But I loved it as a kid.
Okay.
I loved it so much.
Okay.
Because, baby, number 5's alive. We're watching Short Circuit.